my time to shine. He took over. He got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it.
Saw they were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
Our busy day of hoops at East Kentwood High School continues with Game 2 in the Gotta Get It Classic, and this one could very well be a classic. Maybe the PSL's best this year, the Phoenix of Detroit Renaissance, taking on the hometown Falcons of East Kentwood. Welcome back courtside. Chad Bush, Evan Stockton, glad you're making time. So Chad, to me the fascinating thing about this game is Renaissance, who pulls out this great 2-point win right to the bitter end last night against King to win the PSL regular season title. So what the heck does Rennie have left on a quick turnaround from last night?
I'll tell you what, they're going to be challenged, not only physically but emotionally. A big win to go to 4-0 in the PSL Blue and the driver's seat for the regular season championship. Of course, they'll have to have the tournament, PSL,
right,
which is what they'll really judge the PSL winner on. But yeah, I mean, how will they respond today? You got senior guards that know how to play. You've got a veteran team. I think they'll come ready to play. I think they will value their win last night and not take for granted East Kentwood, the home court team here today.
Yeah, it's an interesting East Kentwood team. So they've lost a lot from the last couple of years. It's a young team. But we know as well as anybody, Mike Thomas is not rolling that team out on the floor with a lot of talent.
No, I mean, look, he's got some guys. It's just young. They're 10th graders, but he's got some talent. I mean, I really like C.J. Reynolds, number 3 ranked sophomore in the state. I also like Jeremiah Cook, and he's got some bigs, and Sammy McQuang and some others. So, I mean, they got some bigs. They got Ken Yee. I mean, they got some real guys that are on the brink of blooming. So I'm excited to see what's in store today.
Let's take a break and come on back with Tip. Renaissance in East Kentwood, game 2 out of 6 at the Gotta Get It Classic. A fun one coming up right after this. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores! Starting 5 being introduced for the East Kentwood Falcons. And Chad, as we were just talking about, there is no seniors in this starting lineup, but there is a lot of talent in this starting lineup.
Ton of talent. And let's start with Reynolds, the sophomore, 6'3", number 3 ranked guy that's not back but returns into January. He's not out there. You're going to see him, though, that starting 5 at the end of this month.
Talented team getting introduced onto the floor, rocking the home whites on this Saturday afternoon.
I mean, East Kentwood also played yesterday, Evan, right? So, I mean, it's a little bit of a turnaround, I think, for East Kentwood, and led by Mike Thomas. Look at Mike Thomas. Look at him. Looking like the coolest Gilligan you've ever seen in your life with a Hawaiian shirt to mix. You just got back from Hawaii.
Pretty darn good.
You guys were vibing in the Hawaii mode together.
Not bad.
Oh, man. The Renaissance starting 5 is a good one as well, partner. Led by Mr. PSL from a year ago, Lance Stone, a guy to look for, of course. He had the big steal last night in the win. And who could not talk about Jordan Sigmund, one of the top-rated players offered from Alabama. They feature that starting 5.
Starting 5 that's grown up together the last couple of years, coming on the road after a big win against King last night. Off we go in game 2 out of 6 today at the Gotta Get It Classic. McQuang got it inside to Ken Yee. First shot off on a Renaissance rebound with Jaden Miller. The guards are the highlight for this Renaissance team. Sigmund and Stone, but they can get some scoring from everybody. Miller's first shot today off.
Miller fouled out last night, but still contributed quite a bit. 12 points in the game to go with 7 rebounds.
McQuang fighting for the miss, got it. Cook Leaner good and a good start for East Kentwood.
Top scorer, there he is, Jeremiah Cook, downhill guard, very talented. He had 30 points against Brother Rice earlier this year in their loss.
That's something about East Kentwood. They are never not going to be tested. Mike Thomas loves playing the state's best. Miller gave it up. Sigmund got blocked. There he is. Cook on the other end with a block.
He's impressive both ends, two-way guard.
Kwong inside, kicked it back outside. Oh, a good start. R.J. Chapman, a smooth mid-range J.
Gives him a dozen points a game, kind of that utility guy, but stepping into more of a prime role on this team.
Stone blocked. East Kentwood, the fresh legs to start. Into the front court. Shot off, but they're going to get the offensive rebound with Chapman. Stripped, got it back. Up he goes and finishes. A flurry for East Kentwood to start. You wonder if Renaissance still waking up after that ball game last night.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is an interesting game, but I love the matchup between Chapman against Miller. That's a real good matchup to watch on the other end.
Stone got the contested shot. Smallest man on the floor, but night after night, he plays like the biggest.
He does, and he's closing in on that assist leader all-time in the state of Michigan.
How about that catch and finish? Feed it to Big McQuong and let him finish down deep.
So athletic, just a long athletic lefty.
This East Kentwood team, by the way, coming off a loss to Rockford last night. We'll see them later on today in the Gotta Get It Classic. And our next game, in fact, against De La Salle. Stone got blocked. Strong D by Jones. Got held up down deep. They call held ball, and the arrow gives it to Rennie.
That's Steph Jones on the defense ripping Lance Stone. This kid's a sophomore, kind of an old school player. We see the defense here. He's their floor general and leader. Takes it right to the 10. Didn't get the rock and roll to go in.
Renaissance has not gone to the bench yet. That starting five has remained the same. Malachi Jackson for Jordan Sigmund. Elbow J. Didn't get the roll, but that is his spot most of the time.
Yeah, East Kentwood got away with one there. I mean, they gave him 5 feet in any which angle. Can't give him time and space.
A little bit of time and space, but a 3-ball wouldn't drop for East Kentwood. Renaissance will push. Jackson got the 3.
He's a bad man from distance. He was at it last night. He tripled 3 times and really kick-started them in the second half.
And a steal for Jaden Miller. Jaden Miller. Tap back to Lance Stone. Jackson gave it up. Halfway down and out for Sigmund. Ball still loose out of bounds. It'll stay here. Took him a couple of minutes, but both teams look wide awake now.
That's a really nice set by Renaissance. I mean, the hockey pass from Lance Stone, the corner kick, got the right shot, and then they're still pesky, they're still energetic. A good sign indeed.
Stone got the rainbow and got the tie.
Mr. PSL, he's done it on the east side of the state. He's trying to do it on the west side. Fast start for Lance. Our G of the game last night, by the way.
Missed a couple of late free throws, but got the game-winning steal. Renaissance fighting for a steal here. Kenny in the corner. Rebound out of nowhere for Cook. Back up and in.
He's so tough. Kenny can shoot that 3. That was not a bad shot. That's one of his features and his assets. But how about the peskiness? I really like the energy of both teams right now.
Coming off tough games last night against really high-level competition, too.
That's right.
Stone finds the open man again. Miller pays it off, corner 3.
Jaden Miller, the 6'3" junior guard, is so good from distance. He's also that grit guy. He's got a nice little mid-range game. Nice player in Jaden Miller.
First lead of the game for Renaissance, who's played a remarkable schedule. This Renaissance team has played teams from 5 different states. All of their losses this year have come in neutral site games. Their head coach, Chad, John D. White, knows this group. He's coached them for so long now. clearly part of the thought process was let's challenge ourselves and get ourselves ready for a deep tournament run.
Yeah, they have. You said it. I mean, Summit Academy, they played St. Louis, St. Mary's out of St. Louis, Cass Tech, and many others.
3-ball off, McClung the rebound.
21st Century in a game that we did, one of the top teams in Indiana. And, of course, last night playing Martin Luther King.
Major Barnes onto the floor for East Kentwood. Took some contact down there. They get to go to the line. This is a tough drive.
Takes it in, draws the foul. 2 defenders converging. Brandon Flint. And free throws coming. For the first time in this game.
Another young guy off the bench for East Kentwood. Young team up and down the board. Don't have a single senior starter. Not a ton of seniors in the rotation. So Mike Thomas team chat, it's hard to find a resume better than the head coach of East Kentwood across the state of Michigan. He's had a lot of good teams over the years. He's had state title teams. This is a unique challenge with clearly a talented team, but also a very young team.
Of course, he's got a great resume, one of the best. Kalamazoo Central state championships. Grand Blanc state championship. 3-time state champion and 3-time BCAM coach of the year. Mike Thomas is the real deal. And he's getting it going here at East Kentwood. These kids are sophomores, as you said. The core of the team is so young. And they're in March, you're going to see this team win some big-time games.
It's an athletic program on the rise here, by the way. Ty Spencer, the football coach.
Yeah, good to see Ty before the game.
One of the best coaches in the history of King High in Detroit.
You bet.
Barnes helped to create the steal. Jones got it back to him and a finish from Barnes.
That's Major Barnes. Remember, he's the only returner from last year's team. He's the captain. He's the vocal leader in a non-senior team. He's that guy that they count on to be the junior leader.
Renaissance has not subbed in anybody, by the way. Miller and a rebound from McClung as East Kentwood has already gone to the bench trying to keep those legs fresh.
Yeah, I think you're going to see both teams get on that bench. Renaissance, they got guys that can really run. These guys, 3 of them ran in the cross-country team. So, I mean, you know, they got guys that can run. They like transition. And John D. White's going to let them play.
It's a Renaissance team. It's not been rare to see them get to triple digits in points the last few years.
Yeah.
Effort from Flint to get down to the floor and a smart timeout from John D. White to get a Renaissance possession. Timeout on the floor. Just over 2 minutes to go, first quarter.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Today's games at the Gotta Get It Classic proudly sponsored by Miller Johnson Attorneys, where the growth of Michigan is at the core of their practice. Treat for us to be out here at East Kentwood all day long and watch high-level ball. We got a high-level ball game so far. The hometown Falcons of East Kentwood are giving one of the better teams in the state a tough one early on. Sigmund missed the tough 2. Jackson got the board.
Yeah, East Kentwood have been out shooting Renaissance in this game.
Lance Stone! He hit that thing from back in Detroit.
Big Lance, 15 points last night, getting it going early. He's had slow starts in a lot of games this year, not in this one.
Already the leading scorer in this ball game. Barnes had it tipped. It'll stay on this end with East Kentwood. Remember, we do have a shot clock all day here at the Gotta Get It Classic. Reddy won't have problems with that. They can get shots up like that from anywhere.
Stoneland, that's way deep. Chucking stones into the river.
Barnes corrals the low pass. Major Barnes has given East Kentwood some really good minutes off the bench in this quarter. Step on Sigmund. And that one's out of bounds off East Kentwood. Jeremiah Cook saying, how in the world was that off of me?
Yeah, he didn't agree, but the double tip sometimes distract. And yeah, we got a tight one. This is a fun first quarter. Glad to see the energy being as high as it is after both teams playing last night.
Renaissance had that big win against King. East Kentwood dropped one. Stone, not that time. Chapman will push. Back to Barnes. Rebound Chapman, and a floater is good for Dow Dow.
Chapman, a guy that plays his you-know-what off, is what his coach says, and you're seeing it on the floor early in this game.
Another rush shot from Sigmund, who hasn't scored yet in this game. Nearly got the steal.
Love the way this guy plays, Evan. Does it all.
You think Jordan's forcing stuff right now?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, this is kind of a offense that if you can get two of the big three guards that they have in Malachi Jackson, Jordan Sigmund, and Lance Stone going, you're good. Right now it's just Stone. Sometimes there's internal competition, I think, to get everybody love, and that happens when you got three dynamic guards and scorers.
Huge reason why Renaissance has been one of the better teams in the state all year. Talent is not a question with them.
No, sir.
Jones. Oh, what a make! That man was not going to be denied on that drive.
Donovan Jones. Love it.
Now it's Stone's turn. Rebound, Dow. Barnes, that's not going to count. Oh no, it almost hit the shot clock. Oh, they put it up for one day and they almost break the darn thing.
Breaking all your toys is no fun on a Saturday.
Great ball game brewing at East Kentwood. They are not scared against one of the better teams in the state, going shot for shot so far.
At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Man, we've had the pleasure to cover a bunch on the prep over the last few years. John D. White, 7th year at Renaissance. A lot of time in the college ranks, a lot of time in the pro ranks. Pride of Bishop Borges in Redford back in the day. And he's built up a heck of a program at Renaissance, who has made noise in the PSL all year. Regular season champs. Eked out a 2-point win over King last night to clinch that. Turning their attention to today, Chad, they got their hands full with East Kentwood, who's clearly come ready to play.
They have. They're pesky, and they're led by this Randy Chapman, 6 points so far, 3 of 3 from the floor.
Major Barnes has given them some nice minutes off the bench as well. Stone right in Jones' kitchen. Somehow he still got that ball. Chapman waving everybody off. Spinning in the lane. Got held up by Miller. Got it back and finished.
That's just the get-to-itness and the no-stop motor of Randy Chapman. They call him RJ. 12 points a game. He's almost there.
Lead has grown for East Kentwood. Jordan Sigmund says, give me room. He still has not scored in this game.
Yeah, and he's a streaky scorer. And, you know, maybe pressing a bit, as you suggested earlier. But you got so many other options. He's also a fine distributor. I'd love to see him get some other guys going.
Miller, nice floater. And a big bucket for Renaissance. East Kentwood timeout.
Such a great athlete and a guy that can carry his weight, driving, shooting the three, does so many things for this team. Jaden Miller, a glue guy, and they're showing off the athleticism. A special player as we have this tight game, just a one-possession game.
Gotta Get It Player of the Game, proudly sponsored by the Greenbrier, America's Resort. World-class resort and National Historic Landmark in Settlemont, West Virginia's majestic Allegheny Mountains. And the news was broken by Chad earlier today. Apparently, we will be making a field trip there sooner rather than later.
Now, let me clarify this a little bit. We're going to ask respectfully, and we're going to beg, all right? And when Mikey Wolford gets in here, we're going to talk to him about it. He's got the ties to it. And look, we're just going to ask him point blank. Mikey, what's up? What do we got to do? I mean, I'll pay. I mean, look, I'm not asking for a freebie. I just want to get on the course.
Hey, you miss 100% of the shots you never take, you know?
Amen. Let's get it rolling, Wayne Gretzky. Speaking of the hockey theme. Oh, a big boy pick there. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. There are some huge bodies that East Kentwood has. Right there, that's a bailout foul. Stone commits the personal as Chapman was trapped 30 feet from the basket.
Yeah, not a wise foul, not his best moment, but that's the competitive nature of Lance Stone. And that's what drives him. And sometimes it gets a little bit the best of him, but he's an emotional player. Sigmund with a steal. I'm sorry.
You gotta love that effort. And Sigmund is on the board. Maybe that gets him going.
Sorry, I forgot my role for a moment.
You're good. No problem. Little spurt from Renaissance, 4 in a row. Barnes. Rebound by Flint. Stone eyes up. Jackson. Rebound Flint again. Stone. Every time he's open, you just expect him to make it, even from 26 feet.
They're such a good three-point shooting team that you don't mind that shot, but they've got drivers too. You'd like to see him at least use one of those shots in the possession as a drive.
Think they're settling for threes today, Renaissance?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Chapman facing pressure. It's going to stay with East Kentwood. Half the shot clock is gone here. Should say 20 seconds is gone on the shot clock. It is a 35-second shot clock.
You know, East Kentwood's a really good three-point shooting team. 48% on the year, but low volume. They just don't take, they take good shots. They don't take many threes.
Yeah.
Maybe they should take more.
Jones a 2. Not close, but a good rebound and a foul drawn. Coming out of nowhere, Steph Jones, he's going to the line.
Great player, the point guard, Steph Jones, old school player, 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. There you see him just creating something. Smart player, got the rec specs on. It's a heady kid. Looks smart.
So that's the second foul, Chad, on Brandon Flint. And finally, Renaissance is going to the bench. Jordan Webley, number 10, about to check in.
Is that the first time they've gone to the bench today?
Isn't that surprising considering they finished the ball game up around 9 o'clock last night?
Yeah, yes, indeed. I'm not about to question John D. White. He knows his basketball, but yeah, it's a little surprising. Different technique. Hey, maybe drain that battery all the way, charge it at halftime, get it back and ready, but what a game.
Jones got the shooter's touch. Kind roll at home. Back to a 3-point lead for East Kentwood.
Little 1-2-2, trying to get ready to play catch.
Skipping it around the court. Webley off the bench, lost the ball. Chapman will slow it up. Kenyi for McQuong. Got it back. Off the glass, and good. They're starting to eat down low.
The weakness of Renaissance is their interior size, and they don't have anybody really over 6'3". They got Flint at 6'3" and Miller at 6'3", but nobody else. So if the Falcons can take advantage of that, they're going to have a huge advantage.
Another miss for Miller. Cook threw a fastball by McQuong. Samuel McQuong was not quite ready for the heat on that one.
Yep, never too early for some chin music. And look, this pressure is going to continue. Mike Thomas likes full court pressure. And Renaissance has been a little vulnerable at times to the press.
By the way, Brandon Flint is already back in the game with the 2 fouls. Jackson missed it. Cook gets by Stone.
Wow, look at those handles.
Gave it up to Chapman. Wouldn't take the open three. Sigmund tuck it away. Jordan Sigmund. Yes, with the right hand.
An underrated part of Sigmund's game is his defense. He's got those long arms. Just 6'2", but that wingspan, I don't know, 6'7"-ish.
All 4 of his points today are off steals and scores.
Yep.
East Kentwood has consistently countered Renaissance buckets with buckets of their own in this first half. Jeremiah Cook. Oh, tough roll off, but Kenyi fighting for the board. Traveled down deep. Again, though, that's some really good effort inside from East Kentwood.
Yeah, I didn't see the travel, but this is a great battle from Kenyi. Light-footed, aggressive kid, learning how to play the game, hasn't played a lot. Mike Thomas says he's a flower that hasn't bloomed yet.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, you ever feel like that?
Yeah, there's always a lot of untapped potential, you know?
I think so.
My mom tells me that all the time. I'm not sure if that's something good or if that's a slight dig. I'll diagnose that in the commercial.
No, it's motherly love from Bridget Stockton. Nothing wrong with that.
Amen.
Comes in all forms, right?
Yeah. Jaden Miller off a great pass. Rebound Jackson. Sigmund. Rebound Miller. Oh, what effort from Renaissance.
Miller's such a tough dude. And he's got a nose for the ball. He's a good offensive rebounder. And he's just the glue on this team. Fine play there by Miller. Can't get enough of Jaden Miller.
In a ball game where Jordan Sigmund, who scored over 20 last night, only has 4 for Renaissance, Miller's helped to pick up the slack. Jaden's got 7 in this game. And Malachi Jackson only has 3.
Yep.
Kenyi. Rebound again. Jones got it, but whistle away from the ball. They got Steph Jones, offensive foul.
Yeah, and Steph trying to explain himself. He's a fiery young man. One of those leaders, look, when you have no seniors, you got to look to a new leader. And that's what they had to do. East Kentwood lost some guys to transfer last year. We called the game last game. The guy that, I mean, there's a lot of them, but it's new faces everywhere. One returner. Guys still knowing each other.
Sigmund, Flint saved it and found Miller. Just like that, Renaissance back in front.
Beautiful vision by Brandon Flint and a firm pass right in the hands for an easy lay-in.
A rare lead for Renaissance in this game. Defense getting turned up. Miller got fouled.
It's Miller time. And when this guy gets in his gear, watch out, because he's a nightmare on the defensive end, just like he's a headache on the offensive glass. I mean, look at that. He gets in and grabs a very good ball handler in Randy Chapman and strips him. Mike Thomas is looking, saying, wait a minute. This is some good ball pressure. I haven't seen this for a while.
Jordan Sigmund stuck on just the 4 points. Trying to take Chapman to school. Oh, and Chapman had the block. Jackson got it back, and Sigmund ends up scoring anyway.
Gets the easy look thanks to Malachi Jackson on the feed. Pretty feed.
A 6-0 spurt for Renaissance. Miller almost stole it again. But this means bodies are behind the play. Someone's got to be open. Cook was the open man for East Kentwood. A tying 3.
They don't take many of them, Evan, but when they do, they go down. Their first of the day there.
Pass tipped out of bounds. Jeremiah Cook, the active hands defensively after the made 3 offensively.
It transfers over. And the Falcons feeling it right now. They're going to check in the big. I mean, this is, look at the size out there. Dow at 6'6", and Kenyi at 6'8".
He's also rocking the Kobe Bruce Lees. I love that.
Ooh, good call.
Lance Stone just stuck on the 1 made 3 in this game. Now, granted, that 1 made 3 was from 28 feet, but still. Cook starting to feel it, and East Kentwood's back in front all of a sudden.
Oh, he's cooking all right. Special player, top scorer. Very talented.
Miller. Man, it's been impressive to watch today, right? Jordan Sigmund, numbers not as high. Lance Stone, cold to shoot it. Jaden Miller has really been impressive.
He has, and I mean, he's just so active. There you see the replay, the shot on the other end by Cook. But man, yes, Miller is everywhere, and he is that leader on this team. Leads by example, more than vocal. John D. White wishes it was a little more vocal, but he's a leader.
Going to get a late sub here to close the half for Renaissance. Alfonso Harris is in. They'll take Brandon Flint out. Just our second game out of 6 today. Next one coming up, a good one. Rockford against a De La Salle team that needs a win. They lost again last night, went down to Toledo and lost to the Catholic League. Would you believe the Pilots are 3-9? Very strange.
No, I wouldn't. And they played a really tough schedule, to be fair. But yeah, more wins are coming in a new system.
Steph Jones off on the 3. Yeah, De La Salle, we'll talk about that next game. There may not be a team that's played tougher competition in the state of Michigan, but unfortunately for them, it just does not lead to wins.
No, and it doesn't get much easier.
No.
I mean, they're in the Central Division of the Catholic League. And look, it's all cyclical. Teams are going to hit a bottom at some point, but that's a program that's always risen after they've dove, which isn't often.
10 on the shot clock here for Renaissance. Stone got the screen. Lance Stone gave it up. Sigmund got the 3.
I love that play from Stone. Get it to your guy that needs to warm up. Put him in the microwave. Set him up nicely. Beautiful pass and thoughtful pass. Love to see the conversion.
Those men make music every time they're out on the floor. And now defensive effort from Renaissance. A late turnover late in the first half.
Yeah, they're buzzing. That's Miller just making plays again. And there you see in the replay, the kick, Stone. Get Sigmund going. Alabama's offered him. Nate Oates said, come on down to Tuscaloosa.
Stone with the vision again. Jackson, another 3 down in the corner. What a close to the half for one of the finest in the PSL, the Phoenix Renaissance. They're flying to close the first.
George Ward Jr., the head coach of Detroit Kings, said he can shoot the skin off the basketball. And you see it there. He was talking about Malachi Jackson with that triple.
I think they just got a technical foul on Jackson to close the half. He was talking some smack to Cook coming off the court. Lance Stone is over there, very frustrated.
Yeah, well, we'll see if they're going to give him a technical.
Jackson was definitely talking a little extra to Cook as he came off the court. That's the downside to emotion.
Yeah, it is. And look, the big shot by Malachi Jackson before the shenanigans was the story. This is a Renaissance team that wanted to show that they weren't going to be a letdown today. Coming to the other side of the state after a big win last night to claim the PSL, they came out with a good showing today. We got a great game.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Gotta Get It is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
My daughter, it was the opportunity for her to get the hands-on experience in the kitchen.
It really refuels his passion. He's cooking every day, all day. Every time they make something, he comes home and makes it all over again.
What's up, this is Makai Ellison, guard from Stetson University, and my favorite moment from the Gotta Get It Hoop Classic was playing against Clarkson my sophomore year. So pop out to East Kentwood on January 11th.
It been a long time coming, it was quick though. 60 months in the feds and one shit though. Louis Tim's cost a whole pint of Trish O's. Rose truck at the airport, I got a dip, bro. I got a bunch of shit to do, it's gonna be quick though. I gotta jump on my little, I'm trying to hit roll. We got a whole pint pole, we don't sip foes. I went to jail with tight clothes, now it's big.
Welcome back to East Kentwood High School for the Gotta Get It Classic. Right now at the break, Detroit Renaissance in the lead, 33-29 over East Kentwood. We've got a very special guest we're pleased to have with us here in the booth. It's Erica Large, who is the sports director for the Falcon News Network. And look, what a cool opportunity at this school. You have such a great network.
Yep.
You've been involved in it now in your senior year,
Yes.
headed to Jackson State.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the Falcon News Network.
So we're student-led. I've been in it for 3 years, so I'm very experienced. We record around the school. We record sporting events, club events, just any event around the school, even graduation. So we headline different stories. Different stories, yeah.
You've also dabbled in commentary and play-by-play and color and football and basketball.
Yes.
You did football this past fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little
Football's
risky.
a lot, isn't
Yeah.
it? You got to know, look, there's 11 starters, both sides. That's 22. That's the other 44.
Yes.
It's about, I mean, you're talking about 50 people, right?
Yes.
It's tough.
And then, like, stopping every play, it's really hard. And I didn't really know what was going on, so, but we got through it, and, yeah, here I am. I like football now, actually, so, yeah.
So you're going to Jackson State.
Yes.
Are you going to play basketball there, or are you just strictly academic?
I'm done with football. So, I mean, not football, basketball. So I'm hoping to be on the media team there for football games, basketball games, and hopefully sideline reporter. Awesome. And, yeah, take my talents there.
Is that what you're looking to do? And
Yes.
do you ultimately want to do sideline reporting?
Yes,
okay.
1,000%, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's it been like being a part of the Gotta Get It Classic and Mike Thomas and T. Thomas and just the great family they are and this whole event?
Coach Mike, T, like, they've been there for me ever since they got here. So they knew I had the experience, the media experience. So they just took me under their wing, and here I am. So I'm really blessed to have them for sure.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for spending a minute.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
Good
guys.
luck to you. Very talented young lady.
Thank
That's
you.
Erica Large, the sports director of the Falcon News Network. We're back with more at halftime. Highlights, scores, and much, much more. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
My time to shine. It's over. Got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it.
Thought they were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
Today's matchup in the Gotta Get It Classic between East Kentwood and Detroit Renaissance, proudly brought to you by Taylor's Home Care Service, serving individuals with physical and mental disabilities in the West Michigan area since 2012. The mission of Taylor's Home Care Services is to promote a comfortable place for growth. Fun first ball game that Byron Center won, outlasting Grand Blanc, and this second game, Chad, may top that first game. Good back and forth so far from East Kentwood, but Detroit Renaissance ends up taking a lead into halftime. They're up by 4. What allowed Renaissance to stretch the lead a little bit at the end of the first half?
Their defense, they got 7 steals in this game, which led to their offense. Easy lay-ins, and they've been able to get the 3 ball late in the half. They were able to get triples, 2 from Sigmund, who heated up late, and then 2 from Lance Stone. Those were early. Meanwhile, East Kentwood, look, they're hanging around. Cook and Chapman combining for 18 points to lead the way. There you see the triple by Sigmund. He was cold early, remember. Then the late 3 by Malachi Jackson, and then the emotions after.
Yeah.
The technical foul. There was a free throw we didn't see on air, but it was a late award of this technical, and all kinds of chaos. But we'll see what the second half has in store.
Yeah, that late technical foul by Chapman at the end of the first half made it 33-29 instead of 33-28.
Okay.
Stone. Oh, man, that thing almost rolled in. It's one of those shots you throw up hoping it goes in when you get the foul call, and Lance was real close to getting the shooter's touch.
Lance has been around the game a long time. His father, Lamonte Stone, is a former assistant at Bowling Green, Ohio State, and the current assistant at UAD Mercy, where Lance will go to college on a scholarship. But this is one of the best guards in the state of Michigan, undersized. Look, there will be challenges in that pro game, but Lance Stone is one of the best competitors I've seen, and he plays above his size level, and he plays with a competitive fire, and he can really score it.
I mean, he is the type of guy who fulfills that cliche in sports of coach's son.
Yeah.
He does act like a coach on the floor all the time.
Absolutely. His brother was a Division I player. I mean, he's played in the parking lot before and on the asphalt.
East Kentwood eventually breaks pressure, and Kenyi had it roll off, but Barnes got the rebound. Got it back to Major Barnes. Another rebound for East Kentwood. They've been doing this all game.
Man.
Cook, baseline drive, third shot good.
Relentless. Not a great shooting percentage in the first half, but the Falcons are relentless, and they've had multiple opportunities in this game. Credit their size and the nose for the basketball.
This East Kentwood team led for most of the first half, but then that late run at the end of the half from Renaissance to give them the lead. Sigmund, he's always hunting that exact shot.
Yep, you bet. Long 2, and this is a smooth lefty, and it took him a while. He had a slow start. You mentioned it, but boy, he's heated up.
Now 11 for Sigmund. Stone's got 9, and Jaden Miller has 10 in this game. Kenyon Flint. Now Jeremiah Cook got away from a couple. Kenyi, big rebounds. He's going to the line.
Kenyi with some composure down there. Guy's made huge strides. And he does work with our own Big Reggie Butler, in his big man camps. And you can see the work here that he's done. Didn't foul over the back and gets himself an opportunity at the free throw line.
We've talked about today how this is a very young East Kentwood team. They basically don't play any seniors, but between Kenyi, McQuong, Dow down low, they got some young big guys who will only get better and better.
They do. I mean, those are 3 of them right there that you mentioned that are all 10th graders. And then you pair that with C.J. Reynolds, who's going to be their best player, who hasn't even played this year. He'll be back in late January. I mean, that's a core that's going to be really hard to beat.
Stone found Jackson. Malachi. Rebound, Sigmund battling for it. Got tied up with Jones, and they won't get the foul on East Kentwood there.
Those are the long go-go gadget arms of Sigmund in motion right there. Winning that battle. Also credit his tenacity and aggressiveness, but there's some physical abilities with the arms.
Stone ready to shoot it. Still just made 1 3 today. Very rare for Lance. But he's playing great defense here. And they get 10-second call there. They get a foul on Stone.
No, neither. An offensive foul, actually. Stone got hit in the face inadvertently on this play, as we'll see. And he faked it. Well, I want to say he faked it. He sold it very well.
He embellished it.
He embellished it. And here we'll get a look at it. I mean, Stone defending, and then you see the arm come up right here, and then Stone, yeah.
Sigmund right to the rack. Man, blink your eyes, and he's got 13 points.
Just knows how to score so well and finish around the rim.
East Kentwood needs a bucket. They've got Chapman back on the floor. Barnes, a wild shot that wasn't close. Stone lost the ball. East Kentwood's got numbers.
There's no need to go that fast. Just slow down, get your solid shot, run your set.
Cook long 2. Out of bounds. East Kentwood in this second half so far, just no answers offensively.
No, they're still trying to find it. The grittiness has gotten them so far in this game with their offensive scoring, but at some point, you're right, they got to start hitting their shots. And listen, again, they're a good three-point shooting team. They're 48%.
Yep.
So maybe look to that long line a little more than they typically have. But I'm impressed that they're in this game, and it still is just a 6-point game, anybody's game.
It's an elongated Renaissance run here, dating back to the end of the first half. Miller ready to shoot it. Rebound to the corner with Chapman, who apparently was sick at halftime.
Yeah.
RJ's battling through it. This is his flu game. It's not quite the Utah Jazz and Stockton and Malone, but RJ battling here. Also battling some really tight defense again from the Phoenix. They come at you all angles.
They really do. Attacking. This is Flint who forced this. Yeah, Mikey Wolford, assistant for East Kentwood, came over and said, hey, we don't know what we're going to get out of Chapman. He's sick. And here he is. Admits flu game.
Cook lost the ball. Flint had the D. Sigmund on the move. Fouled. Hard foul by McQuong. Sigmund is earning this trip to the line.
Yeah, this is how you foul, though. If you're a big guy, don't give him a chance at the and one. Using up those fouls. And now free throws coming in this game.
Chet, you've talked a lot about Jordan Sigmund and the Division I offers that he has. Plays very high-level AAU with the family. Outstanding AAU program. Trey McKinney, the likes of those folks have played with the family. Wherever Jordan Sigmund goes, what program, what type of player are they going to get with Jordan Sigmund?
They're going to get a guy that can shoot it. They're going to get a guy that's a facilitator, and they're going to get a guy that can play defense and has long arms and plays bigger than 6'2". And a guy, I think, in a spread offense like in Alabama, like a Pitt, and like, Michigan, who is recruiting him. He had an unofficial there last week.
Steal and a finish for Jaden Miller, and this is the largest lead of the game for Renaissance.
Their pressure right now is giving East Kentwood problems, and they're not stopping the pressure here.
Broke at that time. Lob and a finish. Good-looking ball. McQuong for 2.
Good-looking pass, good-looking catch and finish by Sammy.
Sigmund, the answer.
He's just so smooth. And the elevation and where he gets that shot off, it's hard to block. I know he's only 6'2", but plays so much bigger.
Lead back to 9. Steph Jones lost the ball. Brandon Flint took it away. The arrow says it's East Kentwood's, but Rennie's defense in this second half, man, has it been good.
Mike Thomas gave a compliment to the east side of the state earlier this week in our Zoom call. He said, look, the east side of the state teams play defense differently.
Finished by Chapman. He's into double figures, 11 points.
He said the on-ball pressure and the aggressiveness the east side plays with is a little different than what we see. He's not saying, look, we're not soft on the west side, but there's just an aggressiveness to it that we see that's different on the east side of the state. And he gave a compliment to Renaissance and saying that they're a big part of that.
Sigmund got another foul, working on Major Barnes here. I mean, to your point, to Coach Thomas's point, the way we've watched Renaissance play basketball the last couple of years, whether it be the quick motion, shooting from anywhere offensively, the pressure defensively, they're just a nightmare team to play against. You really have to play the entire game. You spoke earlier to the amazing resume for Mike Thomas. There are a few coaches in this state, if any, with a better resume than he. But taking on this Renaissance team today, anyone who's got to coach against them, it's a real tough challenge.
5 state championship appearances. That's unheard of. Mike's still a young man, just 42, 3-time coach of the year, an outstanding head coach and a good man, a great man.
Cook missed the shot. Renaissance couldn't clear the rebound. Big final 3 minutes here in the third quarter, Chad, for Mike Thomas's team. They're down 9.
Who's cooler than Mike Thomas in this building?
He is ice cold.
I love the Hawaiian. Who can wear the Hawaiian and the flop hat better?
Sigmund missed it. Barnes cleared it. Cook, a little bit strong. Now Rennie wants to push. Stone on the go. Jackson. Up and down the floor we go. Cook's all alone. He's got the 2.
Oh, man. Hot action both ways. Cook will take the bucket. An easy one. East Kentwood needed an easy bucket to get back within 7.
Renaissance has not been able to push this lead much past 9 points in the second half. They led by 4 at halftime. Sigmund got held up on the drive to the rim. They call Major Barnes for another foul.
Renaissance has had trouble this year closing games. They've had real trouble, and John White talked about it earlier this week. Look, we need to close out games. They did it last night, but just because you did it last night doesn't mean you're going to do it tonight, and it's still in their head. And don't think East Kentwood doesn't know that.
How do you close out games better, though? What's the key?
I think you close it out by playing composed basketball, not doing anything that you're not. Playing who you are, not trying to play hero ball. Do what you do. Keep up the intensity and the energy. I think energy is important down the stretch here in the second half. Both teams played last night, as we know, and have had busy weeks.
Sigmund gets this free throw. It's a 20-point afternoon. That's a jinx, Jordan. My bad. Barnes missed it. Stone eyes up, as always. Gave it up to Sigmund. There's your 21-point game. And John D. White going to call a timeout as this lead is up to 10 for Rennie.
He's inching ever closer to the MHSAA assist record. He's within 30, I believe, now. He deserves more than even that on the assist. That was a sweet dime.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
It's a Renaissance program with a lot of history, a couple of state championship trophies in that case. Trying to add another one this year, and they are a battle-tested bunch. That record is a little deceiving because every single loss they've had this year has been in a neutral site game. They've lost twice to teams in the state of Michigan by just a combined 4 points. They've played teams from 5 different states this year. And Chad, you're seeing all that mental fortitude they've already built up prove itself in this game. East Kentwood came ready to play. They pretty much led for the entire first half. But Renaissance, late in the first half and throughout this second half, has really put the throttle down.
When you've got senior guards like Malachi Jackson, Lance Stone, and Jordan Sigmund, I mean, you feel confident. And you just beat King. You've already beaten your rivals, Detroit King and Detroit Cass Tech. This is the kind of team that can win on the road, and a confident one.
We had a whistle away from the ball.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I don't believe they started the shot clock in time.
Clock malfunctions. It happens in a 6-game tournament.
That was the biggest guarantee of the day coming in.
It was a lock.
All right, they got everything fixed. Cook. Chapman on the move. Barnes. Good. East Kentwood all day to their credit, refusing to go away.
Major Barnes. Only
No
returner from
good.
last year.
Jackson missed the layup. And a foul. They called Jackson with a cheap one right after he missed.
About a quick offense the other way. Here you see Barnes with a banker in a major way.
Pressure from Renaissance. They brought this on and off all game. East Kentwood got to find a way to break it. Cook, tough catch. Lob it up. Roll off. Tough roll off from McQuong. Stone. Blocked. McQuong sent it back.
He wasn't sulking.
Cook. Offensive foul. Or did they?
Bench warning.
They called bench warning. Got it. I mean, Mike Thomas is over there prowling around like an uncaged lion, frustrated here. Not going to be frustrated by that clean block from McQuong.
After he missed the shot, he hustled back and got a block shot. I love seeing that.
Good baseline out of bounds play. One roll in. Cook fighting again, and he got fouled. That's the second foul on Malachi Jackson in the last 40 seconds.
Well, Mike Thomas's team is fighting hard for him. The Falcons getting second and third opportunities, and a lot of the will coming from Jeremiah Cook, their top scorer at 17 a game. He scored in many different ways today, but the hustle has created several of those opportunities.
I mean, we've talked all day about how young this team is. This is the type of game where as a young team, you are forced to grow up against one of the state's best. We're going to see the state's best all day here at the Gotta Get It Classic. Our third game coming up about 20 minutes or so after this one ends. Rockford against De La Salle, and then our final three games. I mean, that Muskegon Brother Rice game is outstanding. Grand Rapids Northview and Warren Lincoln, two teams that easily can make the Breslin Center. And then the nightcap, Orchard Lake St. Mary's and East Lansing. I got a sneaking suspicion that'll be a decent ball game to watch.
Got a few headliners in there. We're going to have some fun. Rockford De La Salle next, as you mentioned. The Catholic League against the OK Red.
St. Mary's, by the way, has had a heck of a week. Playing IMG on Thursday, now East Lansing today. I believe the appropriate phrase is good luck.
The grinder.
Yeah. I know St. Mary's lost the other day, but what an effort against IMG. A team loaded with guys who are going D1. Acuff, Sadiq White, two of the top 20 recruits in the country. And St. Mary's, a lot of people think probably should have won that game the other night.
They were up 11 in that game. Played very well. Trey McKinney put on a clinic and a show. The two big boys put on a show. Acuff with his 32, Trey with his 37. Eaglet showed they can hang with the nation's top team. It was impressive and a great effort from Todd Covert's club.
Renaissance will let some of this clock run here. Stone fouled, and the crowd's going nuts. They thought Sammy McQuong had the strong D, and both coaches, Thomas and White, simultaneously on both benches are going nuts.
Well, the flop hat is off. Thomas threw it on the floor. He picked it up, but, I mean, Mike T is upset. He's already picked up a warning. His team's responded. And, look, it's gotten physical. And the Falcons have gotten within 6. So things are getting hot and emotional.
Stone is at the line. And somewhere Rashid saying ball don't lie. The free throw was off.
John White with some words towards the East Kentwood bench.
Yeah, you understand why Coach Thomas is upset. Not quite sure why Coach White is so upset. Stone's into double figures, 10 points. Rennie pressure again. East Kentwood breaks it again. Chapman, lob, finish, McQuong!
There he is, Sammy Boy, the super sophomore. 7'2" wingspan, getting up.
Loudest the gym's been all day. Sigmund silences the crowd.
You said it. What a way to end the quarter. Oh, the drama, the fun. Things getting heated, emotional, and the offenses are really picking up and getting efficient as we close out the third quarter from the Gotta Get It Classic. Look at this. Lob, hammer, and then the three to end it. Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
We're back at East Kentwood. This is a program on the rise. Mike Thomas building this program back to where they want to be. State championship contenders, and this young group, Chad, has come ready to play. Big sequence right before we went to break at the end of the third quarter. Lob dunk from McQuong on one end, but then Jordan Sigmund, a huge corner three, silencer on the other end.
It was. Big response. And Mike Thomas has challenged his team in that huddle to get a stop here. And they hang their hat on the defensive end. They come out with here with a 1-3-1 look. Haven't seen this yet.
See how Rennie attacks this zone. Remember, there is a shot clock here today, so Rennie just can't run 4 quarters. Sorry, Dean Smith. Somewhere he's shaking his fist, you know? Now they're on the move with Stone. Sigmund in that corner. A rare miss in the second half. By the way, Sigmund, according to Pat the Stat and Jamie, has 27 in the game.
Wow.
Cook through some contact. Jeremiah's going to the line.
He's had a day, 15 points in this game, and he's done it by attacking mainly. And this, look at that jump stop, discipline. Gets to the line. Really like this young man, Jeremiah Cook.
You know, Chad, I know we're kind of saying it in this game till we're blue in the face, but it's worthy of keep saying. You are looking at an East Kentwood team that's very talented but very young. They do not have a single senior in their rotation. And they're taking on a Renaissance team that we've seen the last couple of years grow up before our eyes, and they're playing with them right to the better end. This is a heck of an effort for Kentwood.
Yeah, they've got 4 seniors that lead their team in Renaissance, and then East Kentwood has 8 sophomores that lead their team. And that's a big difference. Experience counts, especially in the early season.
Timeout for Renaissance as this game gets close again. 6-point lead for Rennie with 7 minutes to go. Today's event brought to you by Gotta Get It. It's a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. Gotta Get It facilitates programs and coordinates projects that provide opportunities for both youth and young adults across our great state, including Genesee, Kalamazoo, and Kent counties. It's been such a treat for us here at the Prep the last handful of years to cover this outstanding event with a lot of teams, Chad, that have gone on to play at the Breslin Center, whether you be Division I, Division II, Division III, Division IV. There is a lot of talent here every single year. Not hard to envision either of these teams making a deep run, but all they're thinking about right now, how do we close out this game here today?
Yeah, and Mike Thomas knows how to get there. 5 times he's been there, 3 times he's won it. And look, Renaissance, couple state titles, they know how to get there, and both these teams could get there by the end of the year.
Sigmund, a dangerous pass cross court. You can tell right now, Chad, this zone is just confusing Rennie.
It is, and they got 5 seconds to work, and they're a bit lost.
Stone and air ball. Mike Thomas, what a move going to this zone to start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, throw something different at them and see what works. And so far, it's resulted in 2 bad shots and desperation shots. And so, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. Stay in the 1-3-1 if you're East Kentwood.
Can they slim this deficit again? Every time in this game, you think Renaissance is pulling away. East Kentwood says, not so fast, my friend. Cook fall away. This is a 4-point game.
Falcons aren't going anywhere. Cook's making sure of it. 17 for the big boy, right at his average.
East Kentwood stays in that zone.
Why not?
Jackson ready to shoot it. Rebound Sigmund. Miller. Sometimes it's tough to rebound out of a zone, but East Kentwood just did. Cook inside. No foul call. Flint battling down there. They call held ball, and it's East Kentwood's on the arrow.
Love the hands, the aggressiveness defensively. East Kentwood earning this possession. How about that reverse just to get that shot off, and then the aggressiveness to get the possession continued.
Cook missed that three. My goodness, it would have made it a one-point game. Sigmund to Jackson.
And you mentioned it's the rebounding that's the troublesome part. We'll see if they don't adjust. They do have the size, the Falcons do, so maybe that can offset some of the gaps in the zone.
Stone got a foul. That's on McQuong, and now he's in foul trouble. Handful of fouls now on Sammy McQuong. That's his third.
Yeah, and Sammy's still getting a feel for the game and when to attack, when to wall up, when to lay off. And he gets in the way of Lance Stone. A lot of people do. And Lance is a heady player. He used his body, knew he wasn't set, and drew the foul.
Stone handled on that inbounds by Jones. Lance fall away. Rebound Flint. And Renaissance got a timeout. Before a trap could happen, they got a timeout. Let's take a quick timeout with them. 5 minutes to go. We got a ball game in East Kentwood, our second game of the day. Coming right down to the wire between Renaissance and East Kentwood.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Bing, bop, boom, boom.
Back to action we go. 5 minutes remaining in game 2 out of 6 at the Gotta Get It Classic. Hometown East Kentwood Falcons against Detroit Renaissance. Fresh off a win against King last night. They are having all sorts of problems scoring in this fourth quarter, Chad.
Yeah, and Stone here just lost it. Taps his chest and says, my bad. It was a little bit low, but Lance just kind of ran before he walked, and that forced the turnover.
But a turnover for Renaissance, and that is too easy for Stone.
Yeah, the Renaissance defense is, look, we're going to press too now. We'll throw something at you, and that pressure affecting the Falcons. Big forced turnover and score.
Gets it back to a 6-point game. Cook dumped down low. McQuong playing darn well in this quarter.
What great hands. He had to go low. He had to grab that and put it up and in. That's not easy for a big fella.
Sigmund threw it off the back of the backboard. It's tough to remember the last time Renaissance looked this confused offensively.
Yeah, they haven't really been able to do much outside of that steal and layup. They have been stymied in this fourth quarter offensively for the most part. 4-point game, Falcons can cut it in half or even get it to 1.
Chapman into the front court for East Kentwood. Down the lane. Got a foul call on Flint.
Remember, this was a 10-point game not too long ago. Renaissance was in the lead. And now a chance to cut it to 2. I really like this attack, as you see on the replay monitor. Bam. And he forces the 4th foul in the game on Flint.
Free throws down the stretch. To state the most obvious thing we'll say all day. Got to get your free throws. Very important.
Yes, sir. How about the Detroit Lions? They're all the rage, and they will get a week off thanks to their efforts.
1 of 2 at the line for Chapman. 3-point game. About 4 minutes to go.
Still in that 1-3-1.
Stone. Cook got pushed and fouled by Jaden Miller.
He sure did. Miller's second. And again, 0 of 5 against this zone. That's about the shooting thus far when they're in the half-court set.
I mean, it's been all day, too, for Lance Stone. He has struggled mightily shooting the three.
He has.
East Kentwood can tie if they hit a three on this trip. Cook sitting on 19. Fall away. Got it again.
He's so good from the mid-range. It's a very good mid-range team, and he's their best at it.
Sigmund out of bounds. It will stay with Renaissance. There was no foul call on that drive.
No, just a firm wall up. Officials letting them play a little bit. John D. White did want to call. But he'll just sit back and get a nice cold drink of pop.
Stone. They call held ball. The arrow says it's Renaissance ball.
Yep. Pesky. Look at this replay. In there, active hands, tie up. Lance Stone trying to sell a foul.
To Jordan Sigmund. Fall away. Ice cold in this fourth quarter. Renaissance is. And a foul, another one on Brandon Flint.
And they put Sammy at the top of that zone, McQuang. And a little bit extra size to show at the top of the zone. Another wrinkle. And forcing Renaissance into settling for threes. They're lost offensively against this zone. That is the fourth foul, Evan, sorry, on Flint. Fifth foul on Flint. He's fouled out.
They just announced 5. Although Brandon's staying on the floor. I believe they're checking here to see if it's 4 or 5 on Flint. Trying to see if the starting 5 for Renaissance can stay in the game or he's out.
Well, Jam Jan and Pat the Stat say it's 5. I trust that it's 5. They're like throwing a perfect game over here early on.
No,
it's early.
They're right. They're always right. They're right here. He's out of the game. So now they're going to bring in Alfonso Harris Jr., who played a minute, 2 minutes in the first half. It is gut check time for Renaissance for the second straight day. Second time in 18 hours.
And the question is, does that help them or hurt them? I think it helps them being in a sharp competitive game back-to-back like this.
1 by 2 against King last night. Jeremiah Cook. East Kentwood's got the lead.
That is Cook's zone. That little mid-range 15-footer. He's the master of it. Here's the 1-3-1. Will Renaissance settle for another 3?
This zone is giving them fits all quarter. Stone attacking the rim and getting fouled. Tripped on his way inside by Major Barnes.
That's a senior leader and a smart leader. No, I'm not going to take another shot from 3. I'm going to attack this zone, and he draws the foul. Get another look here. Nope, we're not settling. I'll get tripped, and I'll go to the line. They're going to give him 2 shots here. It's only the 4th team foul. Did they say he was going up? That's what Mike Thomas is irate about. It's the 4th team foul. He was not in shooting mode. And now they are going to change it. Thomas has talked them out of this call. And it's the right call that they've made.
Right.
They changed the call.
Stone, by the way, is kind of hobbling to go get this ball to inbound it. He collided hard.
Yeah.
And he just threw it away on the inbound. East Kentwood down the stretch. A young team growing up right before our eyes.
We told you earlier it's been closing games late. It's been the bugaboo for Renaissance. Just because they did it yesterday doesn't mean they can do it today.
Timeout, Mike Thomas. A man who knows something about getting teams to the finish line. All those wins, all those state championships. Just falling back on all that DNA here, Chad, as he tries to get the type of win that can change the whole season for East Kentwood.
You're right. I mean, this could really be a program-type changing game. I mean, beating a team that just clinched the regular season of the Detroit Public School League, yeah, that carries a confidence within you if you're able to get the win against this Renaissance team. Your Renaissance, look, man, I mean, you can do this.
Yeah.
You just beat King. You beat Cass a few weeks ago. We could do this. You know, you're feeling confident, but a lot of work to do. Who can sustain the energy enough and keep that relentless pressure? And how will Renaissance adjust to that 1-3-1 zone, or will they? So, a lot of questions.
If you're enjoying our coverage today on the Prep and you want your school, your program to be a part of it, contact us at info@theprepsports.com and make sure to follow the Prep on all of the various forms of social media. Still got 4 more games to go today. Rockford De La Salle coming after this. This has been a heck of a game. It's still 2:42 to go. East Kentwood trying to complete the comeback, Chad. They were down by 10 points earlier in this half.
They were down by 10 with 2 minutes to go in the third, and it's been quite a rip-roaring job by the Falcons, and credit Mike Thomas for throwing the defensive wrinkle.
Inbound to Cook. Jeremiah cannot miss in this fourth quarter. Get it over just in time. Attacking the rim. Chapman off to the line. He's not feeling 100%, but he's gutting it out.
Yeah, he lost his cookies at halftime, and here he is coming back, and he's delivering the goods. Boy, has he been fun to watch. Open court, mid-range. He could do it all. Top player, top scorer.
Another free throw down for East Kentwood. All things considered, they've been pretty good at the line today. They're now 11 of 15. Troy Renaissance 7 of 12.
Chapman just plays so hard. He's one of those guys that you got to look at the end of this game, Evan, and be like, all right, what does he have left? Does he have anything left? He's given so much. We got a technical foul here.
Lance Stone cannot believe it.
That's on Lance. That's his second, I believe. I don't know what happened. We'll have to take a closer look. Here's the replay, Evan. Here's the free throw. It's a make. And then what? It could have only been something verbal if it was Stone. But the official's explaining it. I saw some physical contact with Miller, but I don't know. But sometimes the ball don't lie.
One more for Chapman. Got that one.
Falcons' biggest lead. I mean, they've been playing from behind all afternoon, Evan, and here they are.
I think the biggest part of that technical foul was East Kentwood, as of now, lining up to keep the ball. Remember, Renaissance was inbounding the ball before Lance Stone got that technical. And what the officials are discussing here, should it be Renaissance ball or should it be East Kentwood ball? And they have confirmed it should be East Kentwood ball.
Well, and I had questions about who had the technical at the end of the first half. We heard it was Lance Stone. We never got official word because it was so late. But if they gave that second one to Stone, he would be gone.
Right. Cook lost the ball to Sigmund. Stone on the run. The miss. The rebound for East Kentwood. They're going to have numbers. McQuong still got it. 8 got blocked. Harris off the bench. He's got to play because Brandon Flint has fouled out.
Yeah, Harris with great hustle to get back. And then look at Sammy handling himself with a basketball. Not bad. Good recovery, almost lost it.
Remember, down the stretch here, there is a shot clock today at the Gotta Get It Classic. So East Kentwood just can't kill this clock. They'll reset it with 20 on that timer. Cook for 3. What a shot for Jeremiah Cook!
How about it? Big time shot, has a knack to make tough shots, and he hit one there.
Jackson. It's going to stay with Renaissance. This East Kentwood team in the second half has grown up right in front of us. Jeremiah Cook, the sophomore, the biggest shot of his career.
It's been a 17-2 East Kentwood run in the fourth quarter.
Sigmund. Stone the rebound. Nothing will drop. Miller the miss. Stone the save. Stone blocked. Chapman sent it back.
One basket in the fourth quarter, and there's 1:18 left. Defensive plays like this, the hustle and the swat away by Chapman.
Sigmund. Rebound. Stone, they're going to get for a foul. And Lance Stone has just not believed a single call from these officials the whole game.
No, he's not. They haven't been on the same page. And frustration here as we get a look at the missed shot and the reach by Stone. And yeah, it's going to be free throws. Lance not happy.
This East Kentwood team down the stretch has been pretty good at the line. They are 13 of 18. They have taken 6 more free throws in this game than Renaissance.
It's been a tough go of it for East Kentwood, Evan. They lost to Rockford yesterday.
By 25 points.
Yeah, by 25 points, exactly. Had a nice win over Port Huron Northern last week, but they've lost some tight ones. 4-point loss to Granville. They got blasted by Brother Rice. It's been a tough year. They lost to Detroit, Martin Luther King as well.
1 and 2 at the line for Steph Jones. Sigmund, the follow plus the contact. They need more of that in the final minute to hang around.
Yeah, cuts it to 6. Again, nothing falling. I mean, it's just been a jinx quarter for Renaissance, but Sigmund there with a stick back and a chance to cut it to 5 for as poorly as Renaissance has shot in this fourth quarter.
Jordan Sigmund nails it. It's a 30-point game. Here comes the pressure. Cross-court pass to Cook. Mike Thomas calls time. 53 seconds remaining. 26 on the shot clock.
Another 30-point game for Sigmund. He had 33 against Country Day, 37 earlier this week against Southeastern. He's just a high volume scorer. And yeah, what's this? We got some gear out there, Evan. Have you seen the gear?
Oh, I've seen the gear. I am looking at Austin Sonnenberg's Nike quarter zip, and the one thing I wonder is, can I order it there? Because I will be later.
Yes, you can totally order it there. And I think that discount's still out there. They're supposed to take it away on January 1st. I think it's still out there, so take advantage of the 25% off. Yeah, we thank G-Brand for all the cool swag options. 16 different brands. You see that Carhartt coat?
Yeah, I did.
Austin's got a Carhartt coat as well. And the Huntman and Alex wanted their swag too, but Sonny got a bit too busy, and that's my fault. He couldn't pick it up from G-Brand.
We'll get it soon.
Yep.
We'll get it soon. All right, so how if you're East Kentwood here? You're up by 5. There's a shot clock, 26 seconds, so you can't just dribble the rest of this game out. Who needs to control the ball here for East Kentwood?
East Kentwood needs to give it to their floor general and their leader, and that's Steph Jones. He's the guy. Give him the basketball. 3-to-1 turnover to assist ratio. Keep it in his hands, or this guy, number 5, Chapman.
Playing through an illness. Trying to close out maybe the best team in Detroit, Renaissance. Killing some clock, no foul from Rennie. 8 on the ticker. Chapman on the move. Got inside. He's going to the line.
He's so fast with that first step. He blew right past Alonzo Harris and says, I'm going to attack. And he did it at the right time, Evan, with just 3 on the timer I love this kid's ability to get to the hole and the mid-range game.
One more coming for Chapman. 6 made free throws at the line in this game and 16 points and 6 rebounds. 6-point game. Sigmund on the move. Missed shot, Cook the rebound. East Kentwood can run. Cook will try the 3. Why not?
29 for Cook, who's doing his thing.
Nothing dropped in this fourth for Renaissance. East Kentwood and Mike Thomas put together a master class of a fourth quarter. And they're going to walk out of their home gym with one of their best wins in a long time.
Yeah, and especially the timing of it. After getting clobbered last night, Mike Thomas was honest with it. He said, look, we just got pounded to a good team. It happens, but an impressive bounce back.
Sigmund, why not? It's a 33-point game, but it's all over but the shouting. Tip your cap to East Kentwood in their home tournament. They gotta get a classic. They roar back, take down one of the best in the state in a game that'll make the whole state take notice.
This is one of those wins, Evan, that you look at and you circle the sophomore class, 8 of them. A young class coming of age before our very eyes for East Kentwood. Meanwhile, a disappointing loss for your Renaissance coming off the big win yesterday.
First time that Mike Thomas has ever won at his own tournament. They gotta get a classic. Maybe it was changing the time his team played. Usually they play the last game of the day. Today they played the second game of the day. I have a feeling they're going to be playing in the second game of the day going forward. You can't mess with what is now a winning tradition.
Just like that 1-3-1 zone, no need to stop it. It was working well, and ultimately it helped them shut down in the fourth quarter and stymie Renaissance. Couldn't hit an outside shot in this game, just one.
We'll hit a quick break and come on back with our G of the game and toast the winners in game 2. What a dub for East Kentwood.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Gotta Get It is a nonprofit organization that prioritizes education, creativity, and physical and mental health. We aim to cultivate resilience in youth and young adults so that they are equipped to be the change we need in our communities. We facilitate programs and coordinate projects that provide opportunities for young people to explore their interests, learn useful skills, cultivate social capital, and develop leadership skills in accordance with our mission to create a sense of urgency to accomplish unforeseen goals without making any excuses.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
What a ball game. In game 2 of the Gotta Get It Classic, the hometown East Kentwood Falcons outlast the Phoenix of Detroit Renaissance. And we are joined by our G of the game, Jeremiah Cook. I know it's not a school day, but I got to give you a pop quiz. Do you know how many points you just scored?
Nah.
You scored 29.
Dang.
It's not bad, man. It's not bad. So, man, we're watching this game, right? Renaissance is a very good team. They just won the regular season PSL championship last night, and they led this thing by 10 points in the second half. What the heck did you guys do late in the game to just completely flip the script?
Yesterday we got down and we ain't really come back, and we ain't want to go out again because yesterday we ain't play how we wanted to play. We had to come back and we had to win this. This was a statement. We had to win this.
You're talking about your loss yesterday.
Yeah, against Rockford.
To Rockford, yeah. And we talk a lot when we're doing this event about West Side against East Side. And look, there's a lot of good teams on the East Side of Michigan, but you guys over here, very proud of your type of basketball. When you have a chance to play a team from Detroit, one of the best, and you beat them, what does that say about your basketball team?
Hey, we can really beat anybody as long as we execute and do what we're supposed to do and come out and play hard the whole game, even when we down.
Coach Thomas has coached a lot of really good teams over the years. He's got many state championships.
Yeah.
What was he saying to you guys on the bench, even when you're down by double digits here in the second half?
He was just really talking about how we just can't go down like how we did yesterday. We just got to keep fighting because we're a young group. People just going to keep trying to go with us. We just got to show that we dogs and can compete with anybody.
And then my last question for you. When you get in that type of zone in the fourth quarter, for us mere mortals who don't know what that feels like, when you throw up anything and it's going in, what does that feel like?
I mean, it just feels good. I mean, I feel like I ain't going to miss. I'll just get to cooking for real, for real. I don't feel like I can't miss and nobody could guard me, like for real on the court. Nobody could.
If there's anybody allowed to say that he just gets to cooking, it's literally a guy named Cook. That was amazing. Jeremiah, heck of a game, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's a heck of a win for East Kentwood, who takes down Detroit Renaissance in an amazing game in Game 2 of the Gotta Get It Classic. We'll get a break, come on back, show you the highlights, and get you ready for the third game, another good one, between Rockford and De La Salle. Hang tight.
My time to shine. He took over. He got it. Splash. And that will put some gauze on it.
They were having a lot of fun, dishing it off to each other. The dunks were happening, just a good time.
Last night, Detroit Renaissance won the regular season PSL title, hung on against King. Today, opposite thing happened, Chad. East Kentwood in that second half. That was a young team that literally grew up right in front of us.
Yeah, exactly right. They just made the plays defensively. They were pesky offensively, timely threes, the lobs. I mean, everything was really working. But again, that 1-3-1 really set the tone. Mike Thomas called that, dialed it up in the fourth quarter, and really limited Renaissance. Meanwhile, 29 points from Jeremiah Cook, who you just spoke to, really the story of this game.
Jeremiah said it. In the fourth quarter, I just got to cooking. And if there's anyone who's allowed to say that, literally a guy named Cook. That was pretty darn good from a very talented sophomore. That does it for Game 2 of the Gotta Get It Classic. Third one coming up. Don't go anywhere. Rockford against De La Salle. For Chad, the whole crew, Evan saying thanks for watching. We got 4 more games to go today. Hang tight.